It finally happened. What we all wished for such a long time is finally officially here. Blizzard has announced Classic Plus at BlizzCon. It's called Season of Discovery, but it's the same thing. And it is amazing, trust me.
My name's Josh Greenfield, and I'm the senior game producer on WoW Classic. I'm here to talk to you today about our new season for a Classic World of Warcraft, Season of Discovery.
Nice.
Today, I'm going to give you an introduction and an overview of what our season is at a very high level, as well as giving you an idea of what our major features are.
By the way, look at this guy. I mean, look at him. He just screams trustworthy. He's small, he's chubby, he doesn't do sports, he probably doesn't watch television at home even. Okay? This is the guy I want developing Classic Plus. This is the guy I can trust just from a glance, okay? He's not into that funny business, he just wants a good experience. This is perfect.
After this overview, I'm going to hand things off to a few other Classic team members to dig into some specifics about what I'm going to cover. So let's go ahead and jump in. So it seems fitting to start off talking about discoveries. It's in the name after all, so it seems pretty important to the season. When you first start a character in Season of Discovery, it'll look and feel identical to original World of Warcraft. You'll slay kobolds, you'll give lazy peons a bonk, all the kind of normal things you do when starting fresh in World of Warcraft.
Good. It has never gotten boring even after 50 times.
When you get to around level 2, however, in the starter zone, your class trainer will offer you a new quest. And this is to go find your first rune. We'll talk about runes in a little bit more in a minute, but
nice.
after that intro quest, the game simply tells you, go find more. And that's kind of where discoveries come in.
Engraves, gloves, crusader strike. Bruh, that's big.
Discoveries are essentially secrets hidden throughout the game world. They usually aren't quests in the traditional sense. There's nothing on your map to show them to you. This is Classic after all. And some may be as simple.
He's telling us we're gonna have to actually use Wowhead again, essentially. Because look at this the quest description. Recover the stolen Libram carried by a Frost Mage troll in Cold Ridge Valley. Follow its guidelines to learn of abilities. Yeah. I hope trade chat isn't removed.
As a treasure coffer deep in a kobold mine, but many are small events kind of unto themselves, oftentimes requiring more than one player, a little bit of creativity, or some keen observation skills to obtain. One of the things we love about Azeroth is the sense of awe and wonder it inspires. It's a massive world. But due to the kind of solved nature of original WoW, it can sometimes feel a lot smaller than it did when we first started.
True, but the fact that the world is small is not necessarily a bad thing. For example, I want to play with these new things. I don't want to spend 3 hours putting on my Sherlock Holmes hat that I need to buy because I don't have one to figure out what does this even mean, okay? I don't want that. I just want to know where I'm supposed to go, get the things, and enjoy the new experiences. I mean, it's gonna be fun if you're not playing the game. It's probably gonna be fun looking at a streamer and thinking and him being like, where do gnomes exist? You know, stuff like that. That could be fun. But as a player, bro, you better mark that shit on the minimap, okay? I better see an icon on the map, okay? Otherwise, I'm pissed.
Our adventures. Discoveries are a way to disrupt that a bit. Keep the world familiar, comfortable, but add enough new things to find to evoke that sense of adventure and exploration we first felt when we stepped foot in Azeroth. Beyond the next hill, deep in the next crypt or cave, something exciting could be hidden. One other thing we love about Discoveries is this social and information sharing aspect. For those first few weeks of each phase, we hope to find secret finding communities pop up, both in and out of game, as players scour Azeroth to find all these little hidden things. We can't wait to read general chat as players begin.
This sounds a little bit like a situation where, you know, people are gonna log in, get the max level cap. More about that later. And, well, they're gonna be like, okay, now I just don't play the game until someone posts where I can do all of my things. That's how it kind of sounds.
And sharing what they found with each other in real time. We think that social and info sharing aspect is super exciting, and we can't wait to see how long it takes for all these little secrets to be found.
A day.
In order to preserve this sense of discovery, we will not be holding a public beta or PTR for Season of Discovery. Thank you, yeah. We want day one of Season of Discovery to feel as fresh and full of surprises as we can. So we're taking a chance here to keep those first few weeks as exciting as possible. The last thing we'll say about discoveries now is that we wanted to craft them in a way that really felt at home in original WoW. Many times when playtesting amongst ourselves, we'd find a new NPC or an object, and someone would hesitate and say, like, is this from 2004? Is this new? And we're like, yeah, it's new. That's new to the season. And to us, that's a great success. The idea here is that these things feel as like a natural part of Azeroth as it was at this point in WoW's history. Next, let's talk a little bit about level-banded content phases and what that means. In essence, level-banded content phases are how we're going to approach the level-up journey in Season of Discovery.
This is also huge. This is probably one of the hugest things, by the way.
When we initially launch, the level cap in Season of Discovery will be level 25.
Yeah.
After a number of weeks, the level cap will increase to a higher level for the next phase. So why a level cap of 25 to start with? Well, our inspiration for this actually came from the WoW Classic Beta in 2019. We saw how much fun the game was when the level was capped at a lower level, and how players would find new and exciting talent and item combinations to optimize around. And this is something we've always looked back fondly on, and it's something we've wanted to sort of explore ever since.
What he's effectively saying is, well, if the level cap is not 60, but it's something like 25, for example, or 20, people just find new ways to play the game. They find new ways to optimize their characters, and it's a completely different experience, essentially. But there's also a more hidden part to this, considering with all the new things that they're gonna add, this is essentially like a giant PTR test, okay? The level cap is the PTR, because this level cap allows them to do this. Everyone starts playing, they get to the level cap, and then they figure out what actually worked, what didn't work, and then when the next level cap is released, they can adjust the things that they get, that we get for the next level cap. And that's big. Because, you know, that's instantaneously, they can figure out what works, what doesn't, what people like and dislike, and adjust things in the future. So, essentially, new experience of playing the game, new way of playing the game, and it's hopefully going to be more balanced.
We also realized how approachable an initial lower level cap could be. We talk a lot internally about approachability on WoW Classic and respecting players' time. There's a major goal of this level-banded approach to really give you a chance to get...
That's a strange take. Classic doesn't respect your time. If it respected your time, it would give you the 60% mount at level 20 and the 100% mount at level 40 or something like that.
Get into it. One of the things we really consistently see on forums or social media too is it too late to start? And oftentimes we'll hear this literally within a day or two of a new release. And obviously it's never too late to start playing Classic WoW, but as we've all, grown into additional responsibilities and found ourselves spending maybe a little less time playing games than we used to, we can definitely feel that sense of kind of fear of missing out, or FOMO, when we log in after a long week and see our friends 10 or 20 levels ahead of us. And for that, this level-banded approach is perfect. There will be plenty to do in each new leveling journey, from the quests and dungeons and battlegrounds we all know and love, to finding all the brand new things to discover across Azeroth. And then later on, leveling new alts to find all of their hidden discoveries as well. There's lots to do, but we're hoping that you won't ever feel that sense of being behind just because you couldn't play on a given day. We also plan to give a very sizable experience boost to the previous level band.
Do a lot of people even feel like that, honestly? Classic has never struck me as that kind of situation where you feel that you're behind, okay?
Every time we raise the level cap. This is kind of similar to Joyous Journeys and Wrath Classic, if you're familiar with that. So even if you miss a phase or once a level in alt, you'll be able to catch up to your friends in no time.
Forgot
So
what
the
to
next
say.
thing we want to talk about is in-game at level cap. So when we kind of decided on this level banded content approach, we had to kind of sit down and ask ourselves, what is in-game when the level cap is 25? And first, I think it makes sense to talk a little bit about our inspiration. And this is something we really keep coming back to a lot on Classic. Since this is a version of original WoW, we wanted to start out grounded in familiar locations and put the focus for the new stuff on fresh gameplay and mechanics in those iconic dungeons and locales. To that end, our first raid in Season of Discovery will be the iconic dungeon, Black Fathom Deeps, reimagined as a 10-player raid instance.
That's pretty interesting. I like it also. I like it. I do.
Thank you. Next, one of our main goals is to ensure that these are fully featured, deep, satisfying raids, and not simply the addition of a few mechanics to existing encounters as they were in 2004.
Careful, careful. You wouldn't want to make the game too complicated now, would you?
All of these encounters are a full ground-up redesign and should feel like proper raid encounters. And of course, with new raids comes lots of new loot.
Nice.
In addition to raids, we also really want to play up that PvP aspect. And as a result, we're planning to add several outdoor PvP events to the game as the level caps increase.
I don't know, that sounds horrible for Classic, okay? Now, admittedly, Classic dueling can go a long way in how complicated it can become, but for the average person, it's like a very rock, paper, scissors type of situation, honestly, so I don't think Classic is about the PvP.
Thank you. Lastly, one of the things we're most excited about is where we go when we start getting to higher levels. We are leaving the door open to the possibility of completely new experiences and the prospects of exploring previously unfinished or unused locales
Look
for
at
future raid and dungeon
that!
content. We're sorry, getting a level 60. I know, I'm
Huge.
excited too. I'm excited too. We think that level 25 is going to be full of great, memorable gameplay that feels right at home in original WoW, but this is just the first step, and we think the best is yet to come. So next, let's kind of change gears and talk about rune engraving a little bit. So this is one of the most exciting new things about Season of Discovery. One of the most consistent pieces of feedback we've gotten from previous iterations of original WoW, such as our Season of Mastery, is that many players would like to try some adjustments to their favorite class or spec.
Yes,
We really wanted to
look
take
at
a chance
this.
with Season of Discovery and go kind of wild here, and we did. That's where rune engraving comes in.
This is essentially Ascension. Blizzard is back to their roots of stealing good ideas from other games and just calling their own. Keep in mind, Blizzard has never been a good gaming development company. They just take something from a game that's successful and good and make it in their own. Blizzard has never succeeded in making an original product past Warcraft 3 and Brood War. They have never done that. But they are really good at stealing from other companies. And if they're good at that, that's exactly what they should do. Remember, stealing is only bad if you suffer. But if you don't, stealing's amazing. Okay? Rule of life.
Rune engraving is a new skill that all Season of Discovery characters know automatically on character creation. Rune engraving allows you to gather, learn, and apply new class abilities directly to your equipment, kind of like enchants. In the initial 1 through 25 experience, you'll be able to discover runes in your chest, legs, and glove slots. And as the level cap increases, additional runes for other item slots will be discoverable over time. Once learned, runes are permanent and can be applied and reapplied to your gear at will, just out of combat.
That's so
One
good.
of the most exciting things about these runes is that
Imagine if you had to spend like 10 gold to reapply a rune. Oh no. Oh no.
they exist completely outside of the talent system, meaning that you could very realistically splash in, damage abilities with a healing talent spec, so you could soul a little bit better, or you
That's
could
great.
swap maybe to tanking ability runes to round out the tank spot in your 5-player group if you're missing one. You may also encounter previously factions.
You know, by the way, what this is? What this is? They are looking at current Dragonflight skill trees, talent points, and they're great. But Blizzard recognizes that, well, that honestly, allowing someone to put in what is it, like 70 talent points into something is too hard for the average Blizzard player, okay? Because they can't handle it, okay? Just from the aspect that there's like 3 lines to read, that's already too much for them. So they're taking the Dragonflight skill tree and they're compressing it here in Classic. So that is huge. That is really good.
Specific paladin and shaman buffs as runes, which helps bring some parity to each faction without those classes losing their unique flavor or the factions losing their unique flavor. In order to also streamline the talent system to go along with runes, we do plan to adjust the respec cost to be much more nominal in Season of Discovery, particularly at low levels.
Or it could be just removed and we could have a good day.
And that's not all. That's not all. Who knows, maybe, just maybe, someday, you won't be constrained to just one talent spec in Season of Discovery. Who knows?
Big!
So,
big!
Overall, we've been playing this a ton internally. We've been having so much fun with it. It's everything we love about Classic, plus so much more.
No, you get it, you said plus.
At this, I'd like to hand this off over to one of our lead software engineers, Nora Valletta, to talk about some specific abilities you may encounter on the different classes.
Okay, we heard the name Nora Valletta. Now this is gonna be the test. Okay, he's our boy because he has nothing to do in his life but play video games. But now we're talking about a woman, and we need to tackle the age-old challenge of, well, if she's a gamer, does she need to be also ugly to do her job properly? Or is it the classic ugly women are useless and can't do anything right in life, so only hot women can do things in life? This is going to be a challenge. Let's see.
As well as to talk a bit about our PvP plans for Season of Discovery. Take it away, Nora.
Okay. Not fat. Has a hood. Okay, I know this look.
Thanks, Josh. Hey, BlizzCon.
Okay, good. I like it. Okay. Boys, we are officially of the opinion that if she's hot, she can do work properly. Because I'm gonna just tell you a secret right now, okay? I have never fucking worked with a woman that's ugly and actually knows how to do her job, okay? It's like, no, it's just saved. Absolutely saved.
My name's Nora Valletta.
Great.
Along with Anna, I'm a lead software engineer on WoW Classic.
Software engineer, who cares?
There are over 100 runes in the 1 to 25 leveling bracket across all classes, and we'd love for you guys to go forth and
Mage, warrior, rogue, priest, warlock, huntard, paladin? Are there 7 classes? So every... it's just a 25 bracket, so every class has... Essentially, they have... Okay, so just from this alone, we have enough information to say with pretty good certainty that every single slot for the runes has at least 3 choices. That's good.
discover them on your own. However, to give you an idea of what to expect, I have a few to share with you today. First things first, I want to share some of the things we had in mind when designing runes in Season of Discovery.
Good, let's see it.
One is to shake up the meta. Our seasonal content is a great opportunity to deliver WoW Classic, but with a twist. With our non-seasonal content, we try to deliver a classic experience close to the original, but with seasons, we have the freedom to experiment with what-if scenarios, such as, what if rogues could tank? What if paladins did have a taunt? On that point...
I mean, let's not give paladins anything if I'm being honest, but still.
We wanted to introduce abilities such that each class has something special. Something that other classes can point to and go, dang, that's so cool. I wish I could do that.
That's a good
Many
design
of the rules
choice.
you find are greatest hits remixes of popular abilities from various WoW expansions, so many
Good.
of them will be familiar to you.
Good. This is exactly what I wanted to hear, actually. Because then you know they're not gonna fail. Because this is actually listening to player input. Nice.
That said,
Huge.
some of these familiar abilities may actually behave a little differently than you remember. Some spells and abilities
fine.
you'll discover have never been introduced before in any WoW expansion.
Makes
For
sense,
these,
also.
we were careful to make sure they were an appropriate fit for class fantasy. Most importantly, we want Classic to continue to feel like Classic. Many of the iconic spells and abilities you've seen in various WoW expansions feel fitting for that expansion or fitting for modern WoW, but would feel out of place in Classic, so we tried to avoid introducing anything with a too modern feel and made it.
I think this is a moot point. Because let's face it, what doesn't feel out of character for Classic? Most classes have one button to press. Giving a frost mage anything but frostbolt to press is already out of character for them. So I don't want them to stick to the principles of Classic, because the principles of Classic suck. Okay, the principles of Classic are bad game design that doesn't actually work properly.
Adjustments wherever it made sense. Anyways, enough of that. Let's take a sneak peek at some of those abilities.
Let's see them.
Druids. In Season of Discovery, you have an interrupt called Skull Bash, which can be used in cat or bear form. Fury of Storm Rage removes the mana cost of Wrath. Dealing damage with Wrath has a chance to make your next healing touch instant.
Wait, what? Reduce the mana cost of Wrath by... Wow. Wait, this is insane. What? This is so good. This is because this is like a this is so unbelievably good for leveling. Wow.
Wild Growth applies a heal over time effect to your target and up to 5 nearby party members.
Oh, AoE.
Hello, Hunters.
Wow.
Beast Mastery will increase your pet's damage, health, and focus regen. Growl is now a proper taunt. Explosive Shot is a ranged damage over
This seems just like something they needed to readjust.
time ability. And Lone Wolf
You fired an explosive. Okay, so this is just basic explosive shot. Okay.
gives you a damage boost if you have no active pet. Pair this with dual wielding.
This is kind of big because is the pet 25% damage? Combine this with like explosive shot and bam, you're just breezing.
And you've got yourself a mean melee hunter. Mages. Ice Lance is an instant frost spell that deals triple damage to frozen targets. Living Flame causes flames to erupt and chase a nearby enemy, leaving a burning trail in its wake.
Okay,
And
that's kind of good.
Regeneration is a heal, which marks your target with a temporal beacon. Another rune ability called Rewind Time will heal the damage taken over the previous 5 seconds. You can heal other people with this, by the way, not just yourself, so I hope you've made room on your roster for mage healers. Paladins.
The mage, I mean, it's understandable why they started off with Druid because, you know, well, the Skull Bash was not that impressive, but yeah. This, I don't know, how do we feel about that? Regeneration? I guess it's nice to have, but it's not like mages can... It's not like mages can passively, you know, just farm non-stop, so I don't know. The Living Flames is cool, you know, the Ice Lance is nice. Regeneration, I guess, sure, why not? Admittedly, it's new things, and, you know, this is just level 25, so, you know, cool.
And not just yourself, so I hope you've made room on your roster for mage healers.
And this is probably just one example of each slot that you have. There's gonna be 6 more.
Paladins. In WoW Classic, they don't have a taunt, but here it is, in Season of Discovery. Hand of Reckoning is your taunt. Knowing this ability will also increase the threat bonus of Righteous Fury and cause you to gain mana when healed by other players.
That's big, actually.
Crusader Strike is a weapon attack.
Please be only unlocked at level 60 so these paladins get punished.
It's a weapon attack which costs no additional mana and instead regenerates your mana slightly with each hit. And Seal of Martyrdom can be activated to cause melee attacks to strike other nearby targets. You'll lose health when inflicting damage with this.
Dude, this is crazy.
However, nearby party...
Dude, did they just make Paladin DPS a Omega viable spec? Because it looks like that. No mana issues, damage, gain... Bruh, this is insane. Paladins just... Yo, Shamans need to get something absolutely bonkers, otherwise, it's like, just Paladin is the best class, because look at this. They just added Tank Paladin, and they just added DPS Paladin. Paladins previously were only healers. That's crazy.
Members will gain mana based on the damage you take. Priests.
Let's see.
You can channel Penance.
Penance makes sense.
To heal nearby friendly targets or deal damage to enemy targets.
Dude, Penance is big. And by the way, again, they're just talking about stuff you get before at 25. So maybe you're gonna get Penance at level 10. That's huge for priest leveling. Because previously, what do you do as a priest? Well, you just dot it and then you wand things down. That's essentially it. This is huge. This makes priest leveling a breeze, probably.
Prayer of Mending heals your target the next time they take damage or receive healing. Afterwards, it'll bounce to another friendly player nearby.
Okay.
Homunculi
What is
animates
this?
3 miniature copies of your character, which will attack your target with a mace, a sword, and an axe, reducing their attack speed, attack power, and armor, respectively.
I mean, that's cool. But, I mean, that's cool, but is that actually useful? I don't know. Probably it is, but it's like, okay.
Will attack your target with a mace, a sword, and an axe, reducing their attack speed, attack power, and armor, respectively. Rogues.
Oh, this is the big
From
one.
Stealth.
Let's see.
Shadow Strike allows you to
Teleport behind your target, striking, causing weapon damage to them. Okay, not bad, not bad. I kind of like it.
teleport behind your target and strike for a nice big chunk of damage. Envenom is a finishing move. It
Ooh, something other than eviscerate. Nice.
deals poison damage based on your deadly poison doses on the target, and also increases the frequency of applying instant poison for some time afterwards.
That's big. That's big.
Just a
Admittedly, this is combat rogue stuff. So combat rogues currently are winning over sub to 3.
Flesh Wound is our rogue tank ability. You generate way more threat, you take reduced physical damage while Blade Dance is active, you're less likely to be critically hit by melee attacks, and your Feint ability turns into a taunt called Tease.
Okay. I mean, that's never gonna probably work in real... Well, it could probably work in the early dungeons. And, well, the game does need more tanks, let's be real. Wow, because... I mean... This is pretty good. Shadow Strike is amazing, and Venom also sounds pretty good. Especially for combat.
Physical damage while Blade Dance is active, you're less likely to be critically hit by melee attacks, and your
But Blade Dance is not... Was it a passive? Let me Google. WoW Classic Blade Dance. Blade Dance spell. It was an active light. Inflict 10 physical damage every second, increase over time. Is this even classic? I'm not sure if this is even classic. Blade TBC classic. Because it didn't... wasn't Blade... wasn't Blade Dance... in TBC a passive, but in Classic it was an active that you needed to activate for like 20 seconds or 10 or 20 hits. So this is not gonna work, is it?
Feint ability turns into a taunt called Tease. Shamans.
Lava Lash, big.
Deals offhand weapon damage.
Jesus Christ, that's
Offhand.
big.
In Season of Discovery, enhancement shamans can dual wield with the help of another rune, not pictured here.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because shamans get dual wield at level 40, I think.
Happy hunt.
Okay, this is bad though. This is kind of bad, because this is how it works. So if you want to use this, you need to use another rune 100%. That's not good. That's actually kind of bad game design.
Healing Rain is a gradual AoE heal which can be placed on the ground, or on a lamppost, or on the ceiling.
Interesting.
Way of Earth allows you to perform the coveted role of Shaman Tank.
While Rock by the weapon is activated on your main hand weapon, you deal 100% threat, gain 30% increased health, take reduced damage, gain reduced chance to be critical hit by melee attacks, and your Earth Shock taunts targets to attack you and has a separate cooldown from other shock. Ooh, okay. Yeah, they're adding more tanks to the game. But does this work? I mean, at level 25, it's probably gonna work. And if they add at the next level cap more things that make you tankier, I guess that also works. But yeah, in general, this is like... I mean, more tanks are always good for the game, you know? Because, hey, if you're playing a rogue, and if you're playing a shaman, yeah, you're probably gonna go as a tank now in some kind of early level dungeon. Because why not? These things are probably gonna be available at, like, I don't know, what level Veiling, not VC is, but Ragefire Chasm. What was the Ragefire Chasm's level? 5? 6? I don't remember. But yeah, probably Ragefire Chasm level. Big.
With this, you'll deal increased threat, you'll take less damage, and Earth Shock becomes your taunt. Warlocks.
This is, by the way, literally ripping just shit out of Ascension. I love it.
Haunt deals damage, increases all shadow damage you deal to the target, and heals you for the damage it dealt once it's dispelled or expires.
OP.
Chaos Bolt sends a big beefy bolt of fire at the enemy. It always hits, it can't be resisted, and it causes all of your fire spells to pierce through absorption effects. And Metamorphosis.
Oh no.
This is your shapeshift, allowing you to transform into a demon, similar to a druid's bear form, increasing your armor and reducing your chance to be critically hit. Searing Pain becomes instant, Shadow Bolt becomes a melee cleave, and Curse of Recklessness is your taunt.
Nice.
Warriors. Victory Rush is a weapon attack that can be used after killing an enemy. It will heal you.
Oh, that's OP. They're just gonna... Now warriors are great at leveling? What, Blizzard? No.
For a certain percentage of your health.
But okay, so we have 3 new tank classes. That's crazy. Well, actually, with the Paladin, it's 4 new tank classes. That's crazy.
Devastate will cause your Sunder armor to deal main hand weapon damage, increased for each stack of Sunder armor already on the target.
Wow.
And Raging Blow is a vicious strike that deals heavy damage, but can only be used while enraged. Now, this is just a taste of all the abilities coming to classes in Season of...
Yeah, again, you're gonna get 6 more for each class. This is crazy. This is great. Except the Shaman one, where you need to get a rune that allows you dual building before level. Was it 20 or 40? I think it was 40? I don't remember. No, 40 was shamans could use mail armor. Huh. Then was it 20 dual wielding? I don't remember.
Of Discovery. And really, bottom line, we want everyone to feel OP.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie. It seems like it seems like Priests 1 hard, because penance is gonna be huge for leveling. Warlocks 1 hard with taunt. Mages kind of gain a little bit of value here because they can be more aggressive because of the healing. Who else 1 big? Oh well, Paladins definitely 1 big. Crusader Strike. Imagine a class that has a 1-button rotation instead of 0-button rotations, because that was Paladin. Paladins didn't have a rotation. Crazy.
Anyways, enough about runes. Let's instead turn our attention to the ancient forest of Ashenvale in northern Kalimdor. Ashenvale is known for its beauty, its rich natural resources,
Ashenvale sucks dick.
and its role as a hotly contested territory between the Horde and the Alliance.
Probably my least... Ashenvale is unironically probably one of my least favorite zones ever.
In Season of Discovery, earning kills while in Ashenvale will trigger a zone-wide PvP event. During this event, a leader will appear in the zone for each faction, a Farseer for the Horde, and a Priestess of the Moon for the Alliance. Your objective is simple. It's to defeat the enemy leader.
Okay.
Now this is easier said than done. These leaders...
Okay. Let me explain how this is gonna work. It's just gonna be a rush. Okay? Who gets there faster to that other thing? Also, does Ashenvale start from level... Did it start from level 15, 17, 18? I don't remember. But does it start from the same level for each faction? Because there's a chance it doesn't. And if it doesn't start from the same level for each faction, that's gonna completely throw this zone out of proportion.
Leaders are tough, so you'll have to work together to take them out. In addition to the main camps where those faction leaders reside, various other camps will spawn across the zone for each faction. The Priestess of the Moon and the Farseer are each buffed by respective leaders in those smaller camps. The more of those small camps you can take out, the weaker your enemy's faction leader will become.
Yeah, everyone's just gonna ignore that and rush straight for the leader.
Sounds familiar.
Yeah, it sounds like AV, but with extra steps.
It's much like Alterac Valley. This event is an awesome way to earn honor, as well as reputation with Warsong Gulch factions, which allows you to unlock some of the best level 25 gear in the game. You'll also be able to earn a mount, which you can actually use at level 25, but only in Ashenvale. It will increase your speed by 50%, giving you the extra boost you need to seek and destroy the enemy. So, come kick some ash in Ashenvale. I'll see you there.
Okay.
Anyways, I've done enough talking.
That's it?
It's time for me to pass things off to Tim, who's going to talk to you about raids and the PvE endgame. Take it away, Tim.
Raids and PvE endgame. There's nothing to talk about that, honestly. It's just, you're gonna get some new raids that we don't really know too much about, and, well, there's gonna be new loot. Like, look at this screenshot. Essentially, bam. This is the summarization what raids are gonna be in the level 25 bracket. It looks pretty good, but it's just, you know, items. That's it. I don't know what they wanted to summarize with raids, but they did not. It's you can watch it if you want, but it's kind of actually blatantly not useful to watch, honestly. Hey, it is what it be. Anyway, this was Quizzer Citizen. Thanks for watching. Subscribe if you haven't already, and have a nice day. Bye-bye.